percentages. From women-owned businesses to minority businesses, there were certain percentages that were required. They had to submit certain paperwork. That paperwork will go to Parks and Rec. As long as they did everything that they were supposed to do and met those requirements, there shouldn't be any problem with approval.
Right.
That would be the only thing that I could foresee that would
From
keep them.
what I've seen, looking at their bids, it appears they have met, I see the forms filled out properly and what they need to do, which is, you know, the women and minority businesses and so on and so forth. That paperwork looks okay to me, but I'm not Parks and Rec. But I truly believe, knowing Parks and Rec, they're on board, especially Gina's on board with us there. I'm sure this will be approved. I do know they're aware of this particular contractor that came in as a little bidder, so.
So when would you then expect to break ground? And would the grant stick around?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Once
we,
we
all we
approve
need
it.
to do in regards to the Parks and Rec grant is to have a letter signed that we're requesting it to be extended. But that'll be no issue due to the fact that we have a signed contract, so.
And I just want to point out too that I don't want this to be the end of fundraising. We have a lot of people out there who said, I want to write a check, but I want to make sure that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we might have some more funds coming in. And to all those people here that want to see a pool, you know, tell everybody one last push here because we're going to need contingency funding. We know that. So that's important to still stay on that task. The committee will do that as well. And I would urge everybody to, you know, get out there and make one last push for this thing to really happen.
Oh, absolutely, because, you know, and we will be looking for further grants and so on for the finished product in regard to landscaping and things of that nature, so. But there is going to be a need for continued fundraising. This is, when we put the shovel in the ground, we're gonna need everybody's support to bring this thing home. So the community is gonna need to get behind it.
I think that people are trepidatious because they don't think it's ever going to happen.
Well, you just heard it.
But once it starts happening and you actually really break on, because we've all heard that more than once, no offense, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just being honest.
So have we.
And I, again, you know, I'm thankful for the pool committee because you guys have put in the footwork, but I think that people are going to be more willing to give the money
That's my
if
point.
they see things are happening.
Exactly my point.
Well, this is the closest I've ever seen it in 17 years, and I am just, I got no words
So
to
when
say.
would you think it would actually happen if it all goes well with the Parks and Recs?
Construction will start this spring.
Yeah.
Assuming
Yeah.
So Brian, you guys would work to set up, if you guys are trying to raise funds, I mean, you guys would set up things and events and whatever, and we can definitely make sure that people show up and
I would ask
bring
every
checkbooks, so.
organization within
That's
the
what, that's what
town.
I'm saying.
We'd love to have more members on the
Between
committee.
Reagan,
Every
you guys,
organization
anybody
in
that
this
can
town,
help out
every
with
organization
with the
in this
network
town needs to
of
get
like,
behind
hey,
this.
you got
If you
kids,
wanna see this
show
pool,
up,
you need
bring
to
your
get
check
behind
money,
it.
you know?
Every organization should make a fundraiser for the pool over this next year and into next year. You know, because there's a lot of things that'll come along with the pool. And
Well,
so,
Our group, you know,
Go for it.
Classy raised money for the pool already with the bridge run a few years ago, and then I brought it up again to raise some more money, and some of the members felt like this is not going to happen. So,
Absolutely.
like I said, once we see something tangible, it'll be a lot easier.
And also the pool, it's going to be expensive to run the pool too, and put it in the cart before the horse a little bit. But we are going to be approaching, correct me if I'm wrong, other towns, surrounding towns, to kick in funding for that stuff. So that will start to happen now. Once this becomes closer to a reality, a lot of things will be put into motion.
Is the pool going to be free for people, or will there
we
be?
want it
That's
to
the
be
intention,
free.
yes.
That's our intention.
So
That's
how will
why-
you keep it going?
That again, going
With
to the other
electricity.
towns,
No.
trying to kick in the town budget. You know, I'll let you guys.
It'll
get
be
to that.
funded through the town and the village and the other towns. There'll be a committee, a new committee established that will be in charge of running
I
the
see.
pool. And there'll be a representative from each town that decides they wanna be a part of it. And they'll have a say in working with lifeguards and how the pool operates and so on and so forth. That'll all be established. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna run the pool.
So I think something that would go a long way in helping with all that too would be if we can, you know, maybe alleviate some of the apprehension of everybody is if we can get something back from you guys once there's like a final stamp and we're gonna actually go ahead with it, just so that people can see a piece of paper or something
Yeah.
that looks official and, you know, maybe
Yeah.
just,
I mean, we plan to try to have some kind of a rendering and drawings and so on, and we did talk about having a public hearing, a public meeting that people could come out to, and to tell them exactly what we have planned and what's happening and when and where and all of that, as soon as we know those pieces. But again, I need to put it before the town board,
Mhm.
A motion, to take our bid from Mancini and the plumbing bid, and, which at the moment I don't have the names of those.
Jefferson and Son,
Upstate LLC
Jefferson and Son was the plumbing.
and Jefferson and Son, for plumbing. To forward those three bids to Parks and Rec for their approval, with the possibility of moving forward and awarding the bids to those three companies.
Anybody else like to say something?
I have a question.
Sure.
I'm not on top of all finances, but I did understand how to say that the money that's been promised by the state is 3 years and it still hasn't come. How critical are those monies, and I think you mentioned it's 300,000?
No, well, Bonachek's grant is the one that we're still filing paperwork to get.
That's 100.
And that's coming through the dormitory authority in New York, or in Albany, and it seems to, you know, those people are creating a job for themselves, because that money should have been here a long time ago, and they mentioned,
To find a long time ago.
3 years ago, in my opinion. We had a big cardboard check, and somebody had their picture in the paper, and everything looked great for them, but that's the last we've seen of the money.
So if that money isn't forthcoming and you bid this out and award the bids, then what happens then? If you're relying on that money and it hasn't been received?
Yeah, that,
I'm just curious.
yeah,
'cause
no, that, I
I'm
mean,
not aware of the state
I'm
having the
fully
better
intending
financial
that that
picture
money's
today.
coming, it's just we continue to fill out paperwork in regards to that grant, so.
The average on those grants is right around 3 years, so we should be about there.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, until this point, there's been no rush for it either, so it's not like they were.
Parks and Rec told us that the money from the dorm authority is there. It is a process just getting it from them. It's not that the money's gone anywhere or has disappeared. If it was allocated for you, it just, they seem to take their sweet time. But we have been assured that the money is there.
How do people get involved with the pool committee?
Show up at a meeting.
Well, can you tell us when the meetings are?
I sure will.
Well, I mean, I want to tell people.
I'm not the chairman of that committee.
Scott is.
Scott is,
We'll make sure that's out there, believe me.
and we have a website, so
Yeah.
we put it on the website.
So you can notify me and then I can share the news.
Yes.
Okay.
and what's the process for the formation of the kind of the ongoing committee of the joint towns?
What's the process of that? We're gonna be meeting with the other towns. Some of this has already been done with some of the town board members, but not an official presentation to each town. Once we do that presentation, explaining what we need from them, if they come on board, and hopefully they will, these towns were on board in the past when we had the other pool. What'll happen then is they'll be offered, the ability to have a representative from their town that'll serve on the new committee, which will oversee the pool. So there'll be a member of the town board, and and they'll work with the committee. And these people will basically run the pool, oversee the pool, and whoever we have that's working there. So that committee, you know, will be coming together as soon as, once we have the pool up and running. The present committee is probably gonna stay together until we go through an opening of the pool and a closing of the pool. One opening and one closing, so that we were sure that everything is properly, you know, everything is running properly the way it should be. And from there, we'll start to transition into the new committee that will be the ones to oversee it.
What other help do you need besides the money? Like, how can other people help out for now? Is there anything more to do? besides weight?
Events.
Right now,
It's
it's
just fundraising.
basically, you know,
Fundraising
wait
events.
and, you know, there really isn't a lot of other things to do right now, other than look at fundraising, other than look at ways to bring in some additional funding for, you know, moving forward with it. The process, I mean, we will have a clerk of the works who will be overseeing this whole operation for us, because obviously none of us know anything about building a pool. So within that budget, we do have a company that would be there on the job watching it, at least 15 hours a week, overseeing everything, as well as our architect will be continuing, part of his contract is to be involved with the construction as well. So
Ruth Ann Bishop just texted me that you should check your phone.
I already talked to her husband.
She just texted me.
I know, but he's been calling me.
Another 200.
And
And I just want to say too, on behalf of Delaware National Bank, the bank has pledged to work with the pool as far as funding timing differences. You mentioned that check being late, so if funds aren't coming in, the bank will throw in the money in anticipation of those grants coming in later in the summer, maybe possibly after construction. So the bank has pledged to help out the project as well.
Woo!
No interest, right?
That's actually 100%.
I don't want your bank municipal rates.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Yeah, that is not a joke. It's
No, it's
we
great.
did talk about 0%.
Which is something we need to do because of some of the funding, you know, we have to spend before we get.
Right, like Parks and Rec will give us money after we've spent it, so you can't put the cart before the horse.
Any other questions or comments? I guess we'll move on.
Did you vote?
There's a motion.
We'll do that later in the meeting.
Oh,
We're gonna go back now to picking up where we normally start.
To our normally regularly
Regular
scheduled.
scheduled broadcasting. First thing we need to do is approval of the minutes from the December 12th, December 28th, and January 4th meetings.
I'm not getting first. Yeah,
Second.
that's good.
First by Bill, second by Matt. All in favor? Aye.
No people. Sorry.
I want to try to put that because I think it's a great idea.
Good to see you.
I'm gonna assume the person's name will be the name who they
Yeah,
are.
that's what it'd be,
Presentation yesterday after must have spoke about everything that I said that was all.
Okay, let's go on to old business regulations, student housing, rental properties.
We have to start over on that.
I think, given the lack of funding, we may have to rethink our strategy on that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just a new regulation. But again, like I said, we have to revisit that. I have them, but we'll start on that again.
Yeah, I think some of the enforcement rules may come into
Yeah.
My numbers calculate that we
Yeah.
have $90,000 in contingency money.
All right, so you wanna
So the additional.
make a motion on the pool now to send the bids to Parks and Rec?
I am making a motion to forward the 3 bids that were mentioned to Parks and Rec for their approval, to be returned to us for them to be awarded.
With the understanding that we've received an additional $200,000 from the company.
Yes, with the additional monies that were sent to us by the O'Connor Foundation.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. One more step.
One more step.
Nice.
Get to work, people.
Good to work.
You got till the end of the week to raise the rest of the money. Otherwise, we're gonna come out and take your cars. All right. I think before we can do new business, we're gonna have to take an executive session. Somebody wanna make a motion to enter executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular employee? Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Okay, Darren, we need you to stay. Other than that, I guess everybody's gonna have
Executive
to.
session, we're going to executive
But, are we gonna do that, conference call from your office?
My name, so it's Megan.
Come down here.
If you can spell it. R-A-E, not like president.
Scott, my name is Cheryl.
We're gonna
And I write for
pick
the
that up later.
Can you give me one transcript from this real one? I know.
It's nice to have support here.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're looking,
It's tremendous. It was, well,
I know we all just want the same thing. Yeah. It's hard though because it's so frustrating. Yeah. No, everybody's waiting a long time. Yeah. So you're gonna be out there with a shovel, digging a hole,
I don't care if
dig the
it's
pool.